In lesson 56, we're going to talk about 30, 60, 90 triangles. Similar to 45, 45, 90 triangles, you had basically a formula that you could work with. And so 30, 60, 90 triangles have the same, not same formula, but same type of concept. You have a formula you can work with. Here's the principles. Here's your 30, 60, 90 triangle, all add up to be 180. The side that is opposite to 30 is your short leg. And your short leg is kind of, you can think of that as your starting point, because this x is what you're going to use in your hypotenuse and long leg. So your short leg has a value of x, and your x may be different numbers and whatnot. Your long leg has a value of x times radical 3. X times radical 3, and then your hypotenuse is 2 times x. So if we were solving this triangle here, in example 1, we have 30 degrees, and it goes ahead and gives us our x, in a sense, which is 2. So we take that 2, and in order to get from the 30-degree side to the long side, or the short leg to the long leg, what we have to do in this one, we had to multiply by radical 3 to go from short leg to long leg. So here we multiply the 2 by radical 3. And so the long leg is 2 radical 3. And then to get from the short leg to the hypotenuse, you would have to multiply your x value by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. So there would be your two values, but your short leg is basically your starting point. That is what you have to be able to move from or find all the values in the triangle. Now example 2 says find the perimeter of this triangle. And it gives us 60 degrees, 30 degrees, yada yada yada. Well, opposite of our short angle, our short side, is a value of x. So we don't know what our starting point is, but we do know that this is 10. Now 10 is opposite of 60, so therefore this is the long leg. That's the long leg. And I want to take you, see if we can get it to where it can show everything. Perfect. Now here, if we're going from short leg to long leg, we multiplied by radical 3. But if we want to go from long leg to short leg, we would simply do the opposite and divide by radical 3. So here we do, so to get from here to here, we'd have to do 10 divided by radical 3. And if you remember from 45, 45, 90 triangles, we cannot have a radical in the denominator, so we have to multiply by radical 3 over radical 3, and that gives us 10 times radical 3, 10 radical 3, over square root of 3 times square root of 3 would be square root of 9, and that is 3. So therefore x is 10 radical 3 over 3. So I'm going to write that value in for x here. I'll remember that. 10 radical 3 over 3. Now we know our short leg. Now to get from the short leg here, 30-degree side, to the long leg, the hypotenuse, we have to multiply by 2. So, to get here, we would do 10 radical 3 over 3 multiplied by 2. Now when we multiply, you can imagine the 2 over 1, so you multiply the 2 times the 10, and you 1 times 3 in the bottom, but 2 times 10 in the numerator, and get 20 radical 3 over 3. I'm going to clean up some of the clutter here. So this is 20 radical 3 over 3. And now it wanted us to find the perimeter, so we add everything together. 20 radical 3 over 3 plus 10 radical 3 over 3 plus 10, and it wants it in simplified radical form. So, let's see. When we add 20 radical 3 plus 10 radical 3, we get 30 radical 3 over 3 plus 10. So we're basically at our answer, but notice one thing. 30 over 3 can be reduced. 3 goes into 30 10 times, so that can cross out, and that becomes a 10. And so our more simplified answer would be, there's more space over here, so I'll write it here, 10 radical 3 plus 10, and the measurement in centimeters. That would be our perimeter for that triangle. And that's how you perform 30, 60, 90 triangles.